Welcome to Sly Media, y'all. I know I'm real late on this video and all that. Been busy, be working and all that kind of stuff, man. But I finally did got a review on one of the shows I like, the Showtime Lakers, baby. Los Angeles representing Kobe Bryant, the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest basketball players of all time, and to me, the greatest Laker ever, Kobe Bryant. This is my opinion. But here to talk about the 1979-80 TV show about Los Angeles Lakers. Pretty much I normally on this, but I was hearing a lot of good reviews on it. That's exactly why I decided to do a review on this. So this show pretty much is based off Magic Johnson. He being a rookie in the league. He was rookie. Won it. Everybody knows the history about it. I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all. Those of y'all that know basketball know exactly what I'm talking about. Though his history, what he did for Los Angeles, and everything like that. So it's just me pretty much gonna be talking about like the episodes and all that, because we're on episode 4 now, and like episode 5 comes out on Sunday. I'm here to talk about a little about episode 4 and what's going on. Magic Johnson in the league, he was considered something different. He was not considered like a big time player. He was a first overall draft pick. When he came, coming from, I didn't know he was from up north. He was from Michigan and all that. And nobody didn't believe he was that good of a player or anything like that coming in, because he was a 6'10", point guard coming in, and all that. But when you look at the guys like the Chris Paul, the Russell Westbrook, Steve Nash, all them got their game from Magic Johnson. To me, Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard of all time. So, and we see how he's struggling with the game. Like a lot of the players and all that didn't come accustomed to him and all that. Like we see Dixon, the player that Magic Johnson kind of a little bit replaced. He wasn't too fond of him because he was cool with Jerry Buss. He was Jerry Buss boy, which I didn't know as well. That the NBA people thought 5 years ago back then, like the NBA wouldn't last as long as it did now. NBA was not big back then. The Lakers weren't even that big back then. It shocked me. I did not even know that. I didn't know Jerry West wasn't even a fan of Magic Johnson like that coming in. That was Jerry Busboy. Magic Johnson was Jerry Busboy. I heard he talked about that in the documentary, a little bit about that, about him not, they're not being on the same page, having a good relationship and all that. But I didn't see, and of course I didn't know none of this till, of course, now recently, like watching the TV show pretty much. And like, oh, okay, this is really how the relationship goes between them and all that and everything. So I'm gonna just skip through and get fast forward to this week's episode. This week's episode is about like they discovered, Jerry and his daughter. I know how much his daughter was influential in basketball and all that. Of course, Jeannie Buss is, owner of the LA Lakers now and everything like that. But I know how much instrumental she was back then for the LA Lakers and Magic Johnson and everything. So pretty much with them, pretty much with her, like they're coming up with, a dance team, create like the Showtime, the Hollywood Showtime Lakers, do something different than just regular cheerleaders. And what started what we see now with LA being what it is and all that, with the Lakers coming to town, how big LA is and everything like that and all that. The Lakers are struggling, not having a good season. Also, her LeBron James might be out for the season as well. So yeah, Lakers like they going nowhere this year and all that and everything and all that. But they got a ring out of it. LeBron does it like he always does. He brings a city a championship. But also as well, we do see like the relationship between Magic Johnson, one of the players named Ron Boone. He almost get defined, which I looked up some stuff about Ron Boone. I said, oh, okay, that's what happened, because later on he actually ends up getting traded to the Utah Jazz. Because it might happen next episode. He ends up getting traded to Utah Jazz and everything like that, because the relationship between him and Magic, can't work and all that. Because Ron Boone was it's like not a big time player, but old savvy veteran and all that. He's seen this young guy come in, who he think he is. He's cool with the owner and all that and everything. So, we see a kind of relationship falling out with that. And like the biggest thing I look at this, we finally get the guy that really started the whole fast break offense per se, what made the Lakers Showtime really start. At first I thought it was Pat Riley. Also, I didn't talk much about Pat Riley as well. And I'm not going to look all over the place, but trying to dissect every character. Pat Riley actually was, the big guy, was just nothing but a little sports announcer back then. He was known, if y'all seen the movie about basketball, about Texas and all that, how Texas beat Texas Western and all that. Pat Riley was a player in that, big time player in college and all that. But after that, he kind of was more so known the guy that just got dunked on and was just a little sports announcer and all that back then, trying to make ends meet and all that. Nobody really kind of took him like that serious and all that. And then, see what Pat Riley is now. You all know the history of Pat Riley. GM of the Miami Heat, head coach of the Miami Heat, 2006 champions and all that. And responsible for Miami Heat winning them back-to-back titles when LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh got together. Also, still doing his thing, because Heat are still relevant in basketball now to this day. But to see that Pat Riley was just this guy, like, trying to make ends meet actually back then. Like, I was, like, shocked. Nobody's story, where they come from and all that. Pat Riley was just a guy, like, ain't nobody was taking seriously. But, of course, I don't know if we're going to see this season, but maybe next season we'll see how he becomes, like, the head coach and all that. But the real coach that Pat Riley got all his stuff from, I learned how to use the fast break offense was, hold on, y'all, I forgot the guy's name, was Jack McKinney. So McKinney was the guy that really like started all that and everything, the fast break offense. Of course, the team wasn't with it and all and everything like that, but he said something that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which I didn't know how much a different person Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was. I did not know that either, about how weird he kind of was. Well, not weird, but just different. A guy that was in his own world and all that back then. But I seen with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I'm like, he was like, oh, I'll do the skyhook and all that. And McKinney told him what Coach always tells the players. You can't stop and do the skyhook because it slows your teammates down. They're all watching you. They're called ball watching you. And that's why that kind of offense never works to win a championship. You can't win a championship playing ball watch basketball when everybody's sitting around watching you. That never works. That's somebody like James Harden, who I see struggle with a lot as well and all that. We struggle with, like, mostly playing one ball and all that. Him, all his teammates ball watching him and all that. That's why I believe James Harden struggles winning the championship now to this day. But that's another topic talking about basketball. But McKinney was the one that started the whole fast break Showtime offense. And you see Matt Johnson just killing it with him and Dixon got doing the fast break running offense. And Jerry West and all them, the players come and complain to him about it. But once they finally see, like, on the episode, like, oh, okay, Jerry West and all them come when McKinney says, okay, I'll do open practice for y'all can see what I'm doing, what I got going on. He sees, like, oh, wow, this does really work. Like, okay, like, Jerry West, like, oh, okay, this fast break offense, they killed it, like, and all that. So McKinney was really like one of like the godfathers of that, of like pretty much the one that started like the whole fast break running pace offense, the Showtime Lakers. He doesn't get that much credit and get talked about a lot, RIP to him. I didn't know, like, he is deceased now, of course, but he's really was the guy that started that whole thing and all that. And Pat Riley, of course, probably was one that took it to another level to see how Pat Riley did when he did it with help Lakers win all the championships. But McKinney was like the guy that really put a blueprint on it. And he was like another guy that was a no-name guy. He was just assistant in Portland and all that. When they said, Jerry Buss, like, you're hiring McKinney, like, who is he? And all that. And we see that, like, oh, okay, yeah, he has his own input and everything, imprint on everything. He's the founding fathers of the fast break offense that we see run today by a lot of teams. With Phoenix, with Golden State, of course, the Warriors have took what they done to a whole nother level. But a lot of teams that run that fast break offense and all that. McKinney, one of the guys that started that, Showtime, that that kind of style, that fast break running gun and all that, and keep the team on your toes and all that. Keep your opposing team on your toes and all the teams you're going against. So overall, good episode. I love it. Like I clearly see in the back of my wire, I'm a big basketball fan. Superhero sports are the main things I love so much. On Slide Media Sports, I want to talk about sports, and on this channel, Slide Media, I'll talk about TV shows and superhero shows and all that. So I'm a big sports fan, as you clearly can see. So to me, I'm just like, man, and like I love it. I love watching the show. I can't wait to watch the next episode on Sunday. I'm definitely going to review on that. But I love it. Like, the show is called, like I said, Winning Time, the LA Lakers story. And wow, learning a little more about, like, I'm loving, like, the character of Magic Johnson, seeing his come up and see how he became to be who he was, and loving Pat Riley, his come up, to seeing him having a struggle, to prove himself to be who he was. So, And Jerry Buss, he seems like he was a wild dude as well. I know Jerry Buss was a wild dude like that as well. Like I said, I wasn't long, but this has happened long before I was born, so I ain't know nothing about this stuff growing up or anything like that. So wow, I'm really, like I said, loving, entertaining, loving more and more about these stories about, these basketball players, the owners, and the coaches and all that and everything. So I'm loving and enjoying it. But let me know in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about Winning Time. Y'all like it? Yes or no? And like I always say, man, this is Slide Media. If you like the content, please don't hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button. This is Slide Media. Next video coming right back at you. I'm finna do a video on Moon Knight. I love Moon Knight. Like I said, I'm a big fan of his comic. So I'm gonna talk about reviews. My next video, coming right at this. I'm gonna talk about him and talk about how I like his show so much from the first episode. So y'all stay tuned for that. But this is my review on Winning Time. Y'all be safe and be blessed and have a good day.